So good morning and very warm welcome to all. I'm filling in for Tara Healy today, and my name is Zeenat Potia, and I use she, her pronouns. And this is our mindfulness practice session. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to begin with a grounding practice, followed by a brief check-in with the community. And then we'll do some more guided practice and we'll close it off with time for any questions or reflections. Okay. So however you are, it's coming into an upright posture that's comfortable for you. And if you feel like it's available for you to close the eyes, I'm inviting you to do that. This is just a practice to arrive and to gather from wherever you've been so far today. I mean physically, but also more mentally and emotionally. Inclining the body and the heart-mind into harmony, in alignment, on the same plane. What does that mean, and how do we do that? There are many creative ways to practice, and I'll offer a suggestion. Is to connect into your seat. Feel the body wherever it's grounding at its base. Feet on the ground, buttocks in the chair or cushion, hands in your lap. Connect to a point of arrival. See if you can soften and find some ease there. Arriving, easing into, arriving, softening. The arriving or the landing is an invitation to soften, to find some ease, moment by moment. And I'll invite the bell. So when you hear the sound, letting the sense perception of hearing take it in, fully listening, not just with the ears, but with your whole being until you don't hear it anymore. And when the sound disappears, as you open the eyes, the invitation is to look away from the screen, to take in your surroundings, know where you are, above you, around you. You might even want to do a little stretch, anything to arrive once again and to open to relational practice. So warm welcome If you've just joined us, my name is Zeenat and I'm subbing in for Tara Healy today. I wanted to open our session with a check-in, and so I'm going to invite you to share in the chat, please, if you will, and make sure it goes to everyone, is what brings you joy today? What brings you joy today? So I'm just gathering some threads of joy. What brings you joy today? Okay, long weekend coming up, visit from a dear friend, seeing the sunshine, starting a new day with new opportunities, knowing that it will be warm and sunny. Today is the end of my work week. That's great. Visit shortly from 2-year-old granddaughter. Feeling a bit better, healing from a viral infection. Getting morning kisses from my dog. New reprieve from a serious medical condition. My children's current state of happiness. Hot coffee. Yeah. So the encouragement is to tune in to what folks are saying and to practice deep listening, just taking in, when we can connect in a true deep way to the joy of others, it multiplies our own joy. It multiplies our joy. So this, in the classical teachings, the phrase is empathetic joy, is being able to feel our own joy and feel the joy of others. And then we have an opportunity of the joy being multiplied. Foggy morning. Oh yeah, beautiful. Yeah. For me today, it's the simplicity of a day. Simplicity of just one more new day in life is joyful. It's open. There's possibility. It's joy. So I wanted to read you a poem called Mindful. Some of you may know it. It's by Mary Oliver. And then I'll guide us into practice, and then we'll end by hearing the poem again. So actually, I'm going to try something. I'm going to share my screen so you can see the words of the poem as I read it, if you wish. Sometimes taking something in through different doorways can really amplify it. So we want to amplify joy. A while back, a meditation teacher gave this instruction that really has stayed with me. He talked about how we all have a negative bias, and we know this, it's part of our survival psychobiology. We look for what's awry, what we need to fix. It's just natural. It's the natural part of being human. It's not that you're a bad person because you have a negative bias. We all have it. And so we have to put in some effort to unlearn this tendency. It can be useful, it can be useful when you're in danger to know what's wrong, how to remedy something, or if you find a mistake in a research report. It's a useful skill to hone in on the critical. However, it has and can become maladaptive. So how can we unlearn it when that's where our mind goes, to instead focus the mind on the lovely, on the loveliness. It's a training for the mind. And so this teacher's instruction was that when you do experience or notice the lovely, when you call in joy, when you call out joy, to savor it and to amplify it, to really linger. These are the words. So let's slow them down and see if you can really take them in. To savor the joy, to amplify it, and to linger with it. To linger with it. And this is not like if there's excitement. I'm not talking about excitement or when you're like buzzing, that's different from what I'm referring to as joy. And I think the examples that you've given in our mindful speaking exercise are examples of real joy. And so those we want to stay with. We want to make space for, savor, amplify, linger with. So we're training our mind, the new neural pathways. Oh, yeah, I can be with the good. I can be with the good, with the understanding that everything changes. Things change. I think we get into trouble when we feel the good or we let in the joy and then we want to cling to it. Oh, please don't take it away. This joy, please don't take it away. Again, natural. It's human. It's human. So then we can work with that. We can work with those parts that want to cling and bring in some reassurance that clinging only leads to dissatisfaction and pain. That when we cling to a rope, there's a rope burn. If we can have an open palm and let things come and go, if we experience joy and we have an open palm and the joy leaves because everything changes, then that means there'll be space for another joy to come in. Okay, so the poem, I got lost on a tangent in the middle of the screen share. So it's called Mindful by Mary Oliver. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It was what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside the soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy, in acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. O good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made of grass, out of grass. Okay, so let's practice together. Finding your posture, your upright posture. And there might be some sounds. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a drill outside my window. I actually moved to avoid the drill from a different room, but it followed me here. So it's just life conditions. Settling in, opening to spaces of ease, softness, calm, quiet within yourself. Even if there's external noise, is it possible to find a pocket of quiet, of stillness, of settling? However it works for you to settle the mind in the present moment. Could be focusing on the breath, could be settling into the ebb and flow of physical sensations, the coming and going of sound. And it's just the stuff of life. Disturbances, challenges, sorrows are the stuff of life. So we're training. We train with the possibly annoying sound of the drill. We train the mind and the body so that when we do encounter the big difficulties, we've trained with it to be steady in the midst of disturbances. So we'll practice in quiet for a few minutes. Where is the mind? And how is the mind? How is the body? Is it possible to soften, to connect to a quiet joy? We're not trying to make anything happen or push things away. We're opening to the sweetness of the present moment, the ordinariness in the here and now. That when we can shine the light of awareness of our present moment attention, the ordinary can be bathed in a kind of radiance. Just the simple in-breath and out-breath. Just the feeling of the connection to the earth with the feet. Or a sound arising and passing away. The radiance of the present moment. Inviting you to connect to that, to tune into that moment by moment. And if you forget, if you get distracted, it's not a problem. Pausing and recommitting, reconnecting. Keeping the practice going for a couple more minutes. And in a moment, you'll hear the sound of the bell once again. And taking your time, opening the eyes, and once again, moving in any way that would be nourishing for you. Thank you for your practice and welcome back. And keeping our mindfulness alive, listening to Mary Oliver once again. Mindful. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It was what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. O good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. Okay. So thank you for your practice, and I invite you to check out with a one-word intention or any other commitment to joy that you'd like to make together as a group before we say goodbye. So there's something very powerful about accountability and committing as a community. So there's something some way or some practice that you want to cultivate more joy in your life, I invite you to offer it in the chat, and it could inspire others. So you're welcome to do that. Maybe it's taking a mindful walk or anything at all that calls to you. Savoring the lovely, beautiful. And prayers, the wonderment of prayers out of grass. So then in Zen meditation, there is something called koans, and they're meditative questions that one has to live into. So I would invite you, that question about prayers out of grass, if that calls to you or you have some curiosity about it, hey, what does that mean? What does that mean? And you can contemplate it. You can contemplate it in many different ways that you feel called to, maybe walking barefoot on grass, maybe looking at grass, maybe connecting to the earth to kind of feel into what the echo or the answer might be for you. Prayers out of grass. For me, the phrase that really has stayed with me from that poem is the untrimmable light of the world. It's untrimmable, untrimmable. I see some more intentions coming in. I will stop to feel the sun on my face when it comes out. Beautiful, beautiful. I will swing in a hammock chair today. Each blank page brings joy. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Watching the dense fog move away. Beautiful. Yeah, for me, it's savoring the moments of quiet, savoring the quiet, not being in a hurry or rush to fill it in with things to consume or things to do, but seeing if I can stay in that, opening the space of quiet. Quiet. I will linger my gaze on the birds outside my window. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. I love that. The stillness, contemplation, joy, all of that in that lingering my gaze on the birds outside the window. Okay. Thank you all so much for having me today. One last one or more if they come in. I'm going on a very long mindful walk, planning to thoroughly enjoy the fall weekend weather ahead. Wonderful. May it be so for all of us. Have a wonderful day, and I wish you well. Thank you. Bye. You're welcome. Be well, everyone. Thank you. Okay, bye.